Did y'all see the Sean Payton comments the other day in the USA Today? Where he was dragging Nathaniel Hackett, talking about like how much of a horrible job he did as the coach of the Broncos.
Is that
And
why Aaron Rodgers said to keep his coach's name out his mouth or whatever?
yeah, they was asking him what he thought about Sean Payton's comments, because yo, bro, I've never seen I've never seen a head coach. I've never seen a coach, period, of any level publicly talk down about another coach, unless it was like a specific decision made that they like disagreed with, like a player got hurt or some shit. Like, I've never seen a coach talk about another coach like that. And then on top of that, he started talking crazy about the front office too. But like,
But you know that, see, he hit you with the okie doke. That was about one thing. Russell Wilson. That's all it was.
The whole shit was about Russell Wilson, right? But like,
that's all it was about.
So he took like he had like one or two negative quote unquote comments to say about Russell Wilson, but other than that, it was more like, yo, he blamed the coach for their lack of success. But he did bring up some good points though. Like with what he was saying, like he brought up valid points for everything he was saying, including the front office when he was talking about what they allowed Russ to get away with. He said that that's only because the GM and the president and shit, like they let that go down. That's not on Russ. That's on them to put a stop to that. I'm not letting none of that shit rock. Right? So I respect that. When he was talking about Nathaniel Hackett, he brought up a lot of shit, like the penalties. He was talking about how they was the worst in the league in pre-snap penalties on both sides of the ball, not just offense. Like, he brought up some good points, but I still ain't never ever seen no shit like that in my life, where a coach talk like that about another coach publicly. They usually be like cops defending each other.
I feel him.
I mean, look, for better or for worse, because of Wilson's contract, he ain't going nowhere for the next 2 to 3 years, at least, right? So if you assume, okay, my hands are tied with Wilson because we're not bringing in another quarterback, right? He's like, what do I need to do to fucking try and succeed? If Russell Wilson stinks and his feet's truly washed, then it kind of don't matter, right? I just think he's just trying to get Russell in the headspace to try and like light a fire in his ass, and also mentally just be like, hey, fuck what happened last year, put it behind you, and we're gonna have people stop talking shit about you. Just go out there and do your thing. But unfortunately, I just think Russ is cooked, bro. So I think none of that shit matters. That shit is all window dressing, and it's just a lot of smoke and mirrors to get people to forget about the fact that Russell Wilson fucking stunk and that Pete Carroll was right. You know what I'm saying? But that's it, man. I used to be Team Russ. Like, yo, team let Russ cook. Now I'm like, yo, Pete Carroll had a point, B. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is with Wilson, he's not a traditional pocket passer, right? He's not going to be Drew Brees. People like, oh, well, he's going to succeed with fucking Russell Wilson because he had Drew Brees, and Drew Brees was short. No, they're two different types of quarterback. Drew Brees could sit back behind the line, and if you gave him protection, he could pick you apart. Russell Wilson's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? His legs are cooked. He can't run, and he's not a pocket passer, so I don't know what the fuck Payne's going to do. But yeah.
I mean, I think if it's true, it's true. You know what I mean? Like,
and Hackett was horrible, but we knew that. Like, and let's be honest
about it extensively.
Like, unless you play like a certain level of football, we're all looking at football on Sundays and we're guessing, right? We don't. A lot of times we don't really know what the fuck we're watching unless it's painfully obvious where somebody fucks up. But even us, to the naked eye, we're like, yo, Russell Wilson is cooked. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to know X's and O's to know that Russell Wilson just fucking stunk it up last year. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I also think that with a better offensive line, better coaching,
better weapons, better play calling, better everything.
No. I think you keep the same weapons. I think you give him the same weapons, just better coaching and play calling and a better offensive line. And he's able to do a lot better. I'm not saying he's going to be at MVP level. I'm not saying he's top 5 or top 10. But I think he produces at a much better level than he did last year.
Russell Wilson was Russell Wilson because he thrived on broken plays. All right, I'm running for my life. I scramble outside the pocket. I'm going to make shit happen. You could let Russell Wilson sit back there for 3.5 minutes, and he's not going to throw an accurate fucking 30-yard crossing route. He's just not, bro. That's just not who he is.